All right, in movie 3, we'll do density calculations. You know that density equals mass over volume, so you divide mass by volume. Mass equals density times volume, so you multiply density and volume. Volume equals mass divided by density. And so those are the three types of problems that we will do in this movie. Here are the exponent rules that will become very important to you. Here is the table for the prefixes, and here's the first 5 problems. We'll do 20 altogether. So the first one is you're looking for the mass. So it'll be the volume times the density. And I am going to do it in a table format. It's just easier to keep track of. You might want to consider doing it in a table format. It is cleaner and I think a little bit more obvious relative to what's canceled and what's not canceled. So let's do number 1. So number 1, we're looking for the mass in femtograms, and the volume is 20,000 cubic attometers, and the density is 402.00 kilograms per cubic nanometer. So there's a lot to keep track of, and each column will be a value with a numerator and a denominator. So to make that a little bit clearer, let's just start, and it'll become a little clearer. So here's the density, 402.00 kilograms over 1, the 1 is understood, 1 cubic nanometer. And then I'm going to multiply that. That'll be in the second column on the top. I'm going to multiply that by 20,000 attometers. There's the multiplication sign, 20,000 cubic attometers. And now I have to do several things. Convert kilograms to femtograms and convert the attometers, the cubic attometers, and the cubic nanometers so that they cancel. And nano is -9, and atto is -18, so that'll be 9 as the absolute difference. And then 9 cubed is 10 to the 27th. So now that cancels. The attometers, cubic attometers cancel, and the cubic nanometers cancel. And now I divide by kilograms, and I go to femtograms. I have kilo is 3, and femto is 15, so that's where the 10 to the 18th comes from. So now I want to put in an equal sign, and I have 402 times 20,000 is 8 times 10 to the 6th. Put that in your calculator, double check that, make sure you get that. And I bring over 10 to the 27th in the numerator, so it'll be 10 to the -27th. And then I also bring over 10 to the 18th, and that'll be positive 10 to the 18th. And don't forget, you have to cancel. And I only do this in the first 1 or 2, maybe even 3, where I actually make the cancellations. You have to do that yourself. But there's a 10 to the 18th, and the kilograms obviously are canceling. The nanometers will cancel, the cubic nanometers, the cubic attometers will cancel, and you'll be left with femtograms at the end. And so let's just take our time and see if that's all true. See if I made a mistake. There's your cubic nanometers are canceling, and let's let that go a little bit more slowly. Maybe I'll speed it up a little bit. There's the cubic attometers are canceling, and you're left with femtograms, and then it's going to all equal. We'll put a big equal sign in, and that'll be 8 times 10 to the -3 femtograms. So that's when you multiply everything out, and that's what you're left with. So just make sure that you put in your values correctly. You can see that I'm multiplying density times volume, and you cancel You got to know what you're calculating. You're calculating femtograms, so you have to cancel your volume and change your mass to femtograms, and then make sure you keep track of all of your exponents. So there's a lot to do in these problems. Let's do some more. So the next one, I'm going to be finding volume. So I know that volume equals mass over density. So remember, that's the same thing as multiplying mass times the reciprocal of density. So it'll be volume over mass instead of mass over volume, because density is mass over volume. The reciprocal of density would be volume over mass. So just keep that in mind when you're doing these problems. So here I have the mass. The mass is plugged in. And now there's the reciprocal of the density. See, the density is clearly written as 0.00290 nanograms over cubic megameters. So it'll be cubic megameters over 0.00290 nanograms. So that's clearly the reciprocal. Now we have to change attograms and nanograms so that they cancel. So, and then after I do that, then I have to change cubic megameters to femtometers, cubic femtometers. So I have a few things to do. And then you want to make sure that everything's canceled. So you're either changing, you're putting in a ratio, divide by attograms, and convert to nanograms. So you're putting in that conversion factor so that the attograms will cancel. At the same time, the nanograms will cancel. And then you're going to put in another ratio where you have the cubic megameters will cancel with the cubic femtometers. So let me put in those ratios so that everything cancels. And then just keep track of it. Keep track of everything. It's just, it's not very difficult. It's just keeping track of several things at the same time. So make sure everything cancels. Make sure that all the numerators and the denominators are equal for your conversion factors. And then let's keep track of stuff. So let's start crossing things out. Remember, I'm not going to cross things out all the time on all the different problems. Here we have 1.13 times 10 to the negative 53 divided by 0.00290. And so I get 3.90 times 10 to the negative 51, bring over 10 to the 63, bring over 10 to the negative 9. Always remember, you take the reciprocal of a base, you take the additive inverse of the exponent. That should be your mantra here. Don't forget to change the sign. Now, let's make sure everything crosses out and cancels correctly. And I'm left with the cubic femtometers. And let's continue. So let's make sure that we multiply everything out. We have cubic femtometers. That's what we're looking for. That's what we need to represent the volume as. And then now that's going to equal, I'm going to multiply everything out, and it will equal 3.90 times 10 to the third cubic femtometers. Not bad, not bad. And then what I like to do is I like to unmask, and that's exactly what it says. Look at the three significant figures. And then I go to my value, I unmask it there. And now I'm going to do my next one, and I'm going to be looking for density. So I'll let you alone. See if you can do these. If you have any questions, write a comment or wait till class. All right, how did you do? The last one is I'm looking for mass. So set things up. It's going to be density times volume. There's my density. And don't forget to, you got to cancel everything so you're left with attograms. So you want to get rid of all your volumes. Make sure they all cancel. And change your mass to attograms. Multiply the density times volume. Bring over the negative 18, 10 to the negative 18th. Bring over 10 to the positive 21. And bring over the attograms. Multiply everything out. Put the equal sign in. And then put the answer. And you're done. 4.64 times 10 to the 1 attograms. And that's the answer. Good luck. Again, let me know if you learned anything. Have a great day, and goodbye.